And we're back. Hello there. So we're gonna jump straight to the writing documentation again. Yeah, let's see what we have here. Let me pick the microphone here. So we are back at written documentation, and hopefully this documentation will be a bit more enlightening about how things work with voxel tools. Actually, let me see if I okay. We've seen this. Right, so let's go back to voxel buffer. I think we haven't read voxel buffer at all. Just went through it very fast, right? Yeah. Snowy Sierra, welcome. How you doing, man? How am I? I'm doing well. I just recovered from a flu. Fortunately, it wasn't COVID. And I decided to get back to streaming. Hopefully, for good this time. We'll see how this goes. And I'm doing loud and late stream. I'm reading here the documentation of voxel tools because I want to understand in depth how they work. And I'm going back to my game, which is procedure generation of planets. So how are you? What are you doing? How is life treating you? Yeah, fortunate. Yeah, I was fortunate. The flu wasn't actually was pretty light. I had only 37, 38 centigrade fever, and my throat was not that bad. My nose was not that bad. I was just tired, but it took me some time to recover, so to make sure that I don't have COVID. I don't think it was COVID. Because I did 4 self-tests and all of them were negative. But by the time I did the PCR test, I already recovered. So I'm sure I don't have COVID now, at least. I took a month off to focus just drawing, but I got COVID in the first. Yeah, you got COVID. Oh wow, got COVID in the first week, and then a player wanted a new game feature, so reluctantly coded it on days I wanted to draw. Oh, nice. What are you drawing? Please share. But I got voice the first week. So are you okay now? Did you recover? How was it? I still have my throat a bit. It only took a week for me to recover. So I assume that you didn't have any loss of taste and smell and this kind of stuff. A week with a sore throat. Yeah, pretty much the same with me. Yeah. I'm still a bit. My throat is a bit. It's not sore, but more like wet. I would say more gooey. A bit gooey. Again, I think that probably will take me another week to, go 100% back to normal. And I take it easy because then I would like to go back to the gym. So I want to start doing some exercise, physical exercise. Yeah. So how are the paintings going? You made this. Let's take this. Wait, what? What the hell? That's nice. A galaxy far, far away. I like it. I think it needs a bit more contrast, a bit more, some more. Oh, yeah, you have it here. Yeah, you have it here. You have some stars that are a bit brighter than others. Cool. Oh, you have it here. You have some brighter stars. Nice. Really nice. That's a nice background for a game. I like it. Seems like a bit like an octopus, a bit, with a head here. Well done. That's Krita, eh? From what I've seen. Krita Space Practice. How is Krita? How is Krita as a painting application? I haven't used it. What the hell is doing? How is Krita as a painting application? Is it good? Is it really that useful? Create. What the hell is create? You create a voxel. Feel. Size. Voxel. Yes, I wanted to use Inkscape for vector art, but I found out that drawing something nebulous is difficult with vectors. Yeah, with vectors probably you have to layer a lot of different colors. And easy with raster brushes, yeah. Krita is surprising it is used, just need to know which branches you use when. Another app that I know, because I code it in Python, is MyPaint. I don't know if you know that. MyPaint, which is this one. So this one specializes in what happened? It used to have a much better website. It used to specialize on having natural brushes, so you can get pencils, watercolor, and this kind of stuff. I don't know how it compares with Krita. Let's take a look at. Wait, what was the first one I saw? So the last one, yeah, I think it's pretty. I don't know if it's still developed because I haven't seen an update since 2020. Yeah, it has. I don't know how good it is. I used it in the past when Krita wasn't still available. It was before Krita. I think I used it back in 2015, and it was pretty good. For a Python application, it was actually pretty fast. And works on all platforms, it's open source, it's free. But I don't see a lot of screenshots. I don't know what they did basically. They used to have a better website. This one looks a bit. I don't know what they did exactly. So anyway, this one, may be good as well for you. Yeah, give it a try. I think they had also good support for tablets if you have a tablet. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Krita is better right nowadays. Because I know that most people use Krita anyway. Set channel depth, set voxel metadata, set voxel vector. Okay, let's take a look. Channel uses store voxel types. Yep, tablets are highly recommended for raster art, for vector art, not so much. Yeah, I mean, I have, I have an Intuos 4, a Wacom Intuos 4 medium size, which I barely used. It's good for sculpting. If you do 3D sculpting, tablet is very useful, and if you do painting. But I don't do any of those things, so. Yeah, I have a professional tablet. I actually pay quite a lot. I pay 400 euros for it, but I don't use it. I used to have a cheaper one. I don't remember what was that. Was that Intuos as well? I don't think so. I didn't think it was Wacom, some other company. But that was cheaper. It was like 100 euros. Wacoms are pretty good. They feel like paper. 400 euros for Intuos. I think it still costs like that if you get a medium size, which is basically, I think it's in the size of an Alpha 4 paper on landscape mode. So yeah, they can go up to $1,000 and above if you get the one with the screens. But mine is just a tablet. It's not. It doesn't have screens. It does have nice buttons on it, so you can, zoom in, zoom out, and it has some buttons for integration with Photoshop. Yeah, I used it. I kind of used it when I was doing sculpting in Blender quite a lot, but nowadays nowadays I only care about low poly art. So unfortunately, painting and sculpting and all these things are very time-consuming activities. It takes a lot of time to get good results, and nowadays I'm just lazy and I care only about things that are very fast. So I rely on my mouse, and it was really annoying because I had to have the mouse because using the pen wasn't really that useful. One was doing stuff that mouse was better. So you have to have the tablet one side, the mouse on the other side, and it was getting really annoying. Yes, I have a Wacom One tablet which has a screen and sells for 300. It has the cheapest. There is one with 300 with a screen. Nice. I thought those were very expensive. It was the cheapest option for screen. Yeah. It was released last year. Actually, I do like ones without a screen because I prefer not to not to look down, because even when I do sketching with my pencil, when I look down, my neck is it gets messed up. The nice thing about using a computer is that you look straight and your back is straight. So I prefer the ones that don't have a screen. But yeah, the ones that are actually pretty big with a screen are pretty nice too. Well, if you put them in front of you, for example, and you don't have to, you don't have to bend over so much. But yeah, Intuos are very good. I mean, I was really impressed that it felt like paper. The surface of the Intuos 4, it feels like paper, which is great. The feeling was really like I was using a pencil on paper, which I really like. I really like pencils. I really like the feel of the pencil. Okay. Use a metallic laptop stamp so my tablet is put up like a painting. Yeah, I mean, I'm do it like that. Yeah, that's nice, much nicer. Yeah, if you have it in front of you, even if it's a bit inclined, I don't mind if it's a bit inclined. Like it goes like a bit like this. If it's inclined, I think it's good enough because you don't have to look too much down. But yeah, I do suffer for my neck sometimes when I sit on the computer many hours, so I have to be a bit careful. Nowadays, I have a huge monitor of 42 inches in front of me right now, which I have found it's excellent for my neck. And of course, a good chair. This chair has saved me. I had dizziness because I get dizzy sometimes, and I had this nice pillow behind it, which sits perfect with my neck. And if I sit correctly on the chair, I can sit for hours on this chair, and I am, this one cost me a lot, actually, 300 euros to get it, but it cost all, it pays money. Yeah, I mean, having a good chair, man, I mean, for me that I have problems with my neck, is just, like night and day. So how's your game going? The Endless Thief. Are you still working on it, or you have started something new? So that's it. Channel used to start sold more than my previous game. So Endless Thief did well. Nice. Let's see. Store. Endless Thief. Thief. Yeah. Must be one of your first customers, right? User reviews. I haven't put a review for it. Oh, I haven't put a review for it. Oh. So I will actually write a review for it. I want to go back and play it again. Haven't played it so far, but I actually will leave a review. 3.3 hours on record. 7 hours on record. So a lot of positive reviews. Nice. Cool. Well done, man. I have played your game several times, but I haven't played it the last time you did an update. So I haven't played it for. Actually, I can tell you when was the last time I played it. I haven't played it for a few months now. Actually, many months now because I haven't done any streaming. I was away from streaming for many months. So I haven't played it lately. But I have played it many times. When we are playing it together to tell you about the bugs. So let's see, what was the last time I played you, Mr. Endless Thief? You told me not to play it because you want to release an update or something? What happened? Why? There's a loading screen in my library. What the hell? Endless Thief. Yeah, the last time I played was 21st of June. And my playtime is 1 minute. Yeah, I haven't played the Steam version. I was playing I think the one that you provide me, the beta. So I haven't played on Steam yet. But last time I tried to play the 21st, and you said that you had an update to do. Ah, actually, there's a new update. Let me update it now. Yeah. So I just did an update for your game. Which was it doesn't say which update was. Patch notes. Yeah, there are patch notes here. So I did an update for version 1.31. 1.31. So I'm gonna play it one time on stream and see how I go with this. I would like to play games that people make with Godot from time to time. I think it's gonna be fun. So I have also Blender too. Let me download Blender as well. Yeah. So yeah. Yes, I have played the game, but I have played the thing before summer. I have played it. We were playing together, so for the bugs. Yes, I released that version 1.3.1 today. Okay, so that's the one I just got. So now it's stable, right? Now it should be stable. And I draw assets for my next game, and tomorrow I will make the first game prototype in Python. Why Python? Are you not gonna use Godot? What's the game's gonna be about? If I need to prototype Python, it's easy to convert Python to JavaScript when I'm done. Python is less lines of code than JavaScript. Really? Eh? I still consider of using Python with my game because I know how to do it now because of the experiments I did. I definitely will not do a full port of Godot to Python because that's a lot of work. But I can actually port some of my gameplay mechanics to Python and use Python for scripting some parts of the game. So that still is doable. It's not going to be as much work. It's going to be actually a lot less work. So making Python work with Godot is not difficult. The difficult part is porting all that C++ code that Godot has to Python, which is why... But also, I don't know if Tuliman, let's see, Godot for Python. Has Tuliman done anything for Python? Because he may actually make it work, because I know he was working on porting this to Python. Does he have anything about Godot 4? I don't see. Wait, what? I don't see anything here about Godot 4. I think he was mentioning something about Godot 4. Okay, what was the last time he committed? Back in August. So that means that there is no Godot 4. Is there a Godot 4 here? Python debug. Yeah, there is a Godot 4 here. Branch. April. So the last time was in April. So that seems dead too. Okay, is there anything from Godot 4? No, I don't think he's working on this. I think it's mostly dead. If it's back from April, that's a long time ago. Let's see if there's anything else. MicroPython. I don't see something that says anything about, yeah. Python is less lines of code than Godot script. C script is missing a lot of one-liner generators that Python has. The script is in comparison is much more basic and verbose, kind of like comparing C and Go, where Go is simpler and much more verbose than C. My next game design went through a few alpha phases, but Kalame convinced me to go crazy. Kalame, who's Kalame? Kalame. Kalame is Kalami. So I'm doing a 4X space game that behaves like Dungeon Keeper in space. Oh, you make a space game! Yeah! Nice. Space games. Space game developers unite. So we both making space games. Nice. Great. Let's see where we'll go with this. Yeah, it's really a pity that no one is trying to port Python to Godot right now. But it's a lot of work, man. It is a bit of a lot of work. Yeah, space games. Nice. So yeah, probably I will integrate Python myself as well with Godot, but probably I will use it only for scripting my game and not for scripting Godot, because that's too much work. Having to expose the entire API of Godot to Python, it's a lot of work because it's a big API. But if you have like a small API for the game that you can expose to Python, that only for specific things, I think that's much more manageable. We'll see. For now, I decide to go back to JavaScript, stick with JavaScript, and see. If I'm really annoyed with JavaScript, I will consider going back to Python again. Yeah, let's go back to studying the documentation. JavaScript is actually better than Python if it's properly configured. Wait, nah, I don't like JavaScript. I mean, I prefer it from C#, for example, but I don't like JavaScript. When it compares to Python, I prefer Python like 1,000,000%. Don't like it. Too limited. It doesn't even have modules. It doesn't have even modules. It doesn't even have packages. It doesn't have a standardized way to have third-party libraries. It doesn't have testing-driven development. I mean, it misses. JavaScript right now misses even the most basics when it comes to professional programming. It's great for people that get started with programming, as a beginner language, but as a professional language, is not good. It needs a lot more work to get to a Python basic standards. To even start to be able to compare with Python, it needs a ton of work. And I'm not even talking about the standard library of Python, which has a ton of features. I'm not even talking about the third-party libraries of Python, which are crazy amount of them out there. I'm talking about the basics, like your module system, the way you do object orientation, the way you do variables. I mean, even the way it was accessing nodes, it's kind of funky. The way that you don't have a module system, you don't have the namespaces, metaprogramming, and all this kind of stuff. It doesn't really have these kind of things. And that means you have to implement those at some point. But yeah, I mean, it is a mini version, extremely mini version of Python. Like a very, very small, tiny, bitty, tiny, Python-like language. It's not meant to be used for really complex stuff, to be fair, right? It's just for very basic, very straight, very, simplistic scripting development. Has a better linter? I don't think so. I mean, if you take a look at the third-party linters, I think in Python, like I think I've used Black. Black alone is amazing linter. It can find any error you have in your code. I mean, it's crazy how good it is. Black, yeah, Python Black is really good. I mean, GScript doesn't have even a proper REPL, right? It doesn't have a REPL. Does it have a REPL? I don't think it has a REPL. Inside the editor, there is no REPL inside the editor. Python has third-party linters. Python has hundreds of linters out there. Hundreds of linters. No, built-in one. No. Python, you use third-party tools. Python has an enormous library of third-party tools. Yeah, it's this one's called Python Black. It's this one, Python Black. I think there's one. I think the one that's called also PyLint, but personally I prefer this one because this one is not just a linter; it's also a formatter. So basically, what it does is it goes and corrects your errors, reformats your codes. Has a ton of features inside. And you can also write your own formatters if you want to reformat your code, fixes, white spaces and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a pretty good, Black is a very good one. I think I used also PyLint, if I'm not mistaken, which was this one. And I also used Piglet. I don't know. I think Piglet was what? What was Piglet? No, Piglet is a game library. Sorry, my bad. It's a game. Is it still developed? Piglet. Piglet is a game library for Python. Yeah, is it still alive? Oh, it's still alive. Okay. Yeah, Piglet started as a direct access to OpenGL. I don't know what they support now. And uses the C types modules to access this OpenGL directly. It's written in pure Python, yeah, because you use C types. Yeah, it's OpenGL compatible. It's pretty good. What I was using, and another one I was using several ones. I don't remember now. But yeah, Black and PyLint should be enough. Visual, twin animators, and timelines, and 9 patch editors. Is there VS Code for Python Black? Yeah, there is a VS Code plugins for anything. Yeah, VS Code has pretty much anything for Python. There should definitely is a Black plugin for Python. Yeah. What I'll miss from Godot are the visual editing tools. Yeah, I mean the editor, you mean. Yeah, I mean the editor is pretty nice to have. This is one reason I use Godot as well. I do like the editor. It's pretty sweet to have an editor. And I think the editor is pretty good in Godot. It's not as good as Unreal's. I think Unreal editor is better. I mean, it's more powerful and flexible. But I think also the UI is sometimes is a bit better. It's more well organized. But it's still pretty good, you know? I think the Godot editor is pretty good. It's not the best, but, you know, overall, it gets the job done. Yeah, you're not gonna be getting that if you do Python. Python doesn't. Does it have any kind of environment that has editors in? I don't think so. I mean, the only thing that was supporting Python and had an amazing editor, even better, I will say, than Godot editor, was BGE, Blender Game Engine. The nice thing about Blender Game Engine, you had the entire Blender UI in your disposal, which made things a lot easier. And this is what basically made Blender Game Engine so popular. But Blender is no more. Although you can use UPBGE. So you can use this guy here, which is a continuation of Blender Game Engine, which I still consider probably as the best game engine for Python right now. And I know the guys still support this, and they even allow you to use Eevee, I think now, as a game engine, as a rendering engine. And yeah, and it works with Blender. It's inside Blender. You use Python because Blender uses Python, and you can make your own games. I have to say, I was tempted going down this route, but I thought, you know, there are not going to be that many people supporting this. You never know if they abandon it at some point, and, you know, having to let's see. What is the GitHub? GitHub. Oh, they were in Steam. Well, really? Why are they in Steam? So that's a nice engine. I don't know how well it does in terms of performance. You know, probably Godot maybe a bit better on performance, because I know that Eevee, for example, wasn't designed to have good frame rates. And I know that they use, if I'm not mistaken, they're using Eevee as a rendering engine. Yeah, they use Eevee for the render engine. Yeah, they use Eevee. So I think Eevee is not really that great in terms of frame rates, because Eevee prioritizes physical-based rendering over performance. So yeah, it's really fast for real-time rendering, but it's not that fast for, you know, fast action, first-person shooter kind of you know, frame rates. So this is one of the reasons why I decided not to go down this route. So that's my only caveat. But on the other hand, you get all the advantages of using Blender. With Blender has a lot more features than Godot has, to be frank about it. So probably it's not that fast re-rendering time, but it has a ton of features. Like you get an audio system that is much more advanced than right now. You get OpenXCR, which definitely is more advanced than that. You get, you know, you get a video editor, definitely more advanced than Godot. You get animation editor, again, it's going to be massively more. Of course, you can mesh editors and all this kind of stuff. And the Python API in Blender is really massive. It's much bigger than the API of Godot GZScript. So from features perspective, you're going to be getting a lot more features using this. But again, I'm not so sure about performance. It looks great because Eevee looks great. And frankly, I think probably from a rendering perspective, UPBG, because of Eevee, is going to look better real time than Godot 4, which is use Vulkan, even though Blender doesn't use Vulkan yet. I think it's going to look better because it's a physical-based render. It has a lot of features physical-based wise. But performance-wise, again, it's going to lose because it's OpenGL. Still is OpenGL. Eevee still is OpenGL, if I'm not mistaken. They haven't ported to more Vulkan. And install is not designed to be that fast as a rendering engine. So, I don't know. I may give it a try sometime. But right now, I don't think so. Graphically speaking, I'm surprised UPBG is no more popular. Well, it's a smaller engine, and its performance has always been a bit of a problem there. And you'll be surprised how many people really prioritize performance over features. Especially if you do 3D games, you want your games to run fast. So that's why. You can do a lot with less features, but if the game engine is really slow, yeah, it's not going to be a good idea. Game developers prioritize performance, game artists might not. Yeah. Game artists don't really care so much about performance. 3D artist may wait for a week to get his rendering ready. Days sometimes. But the game developer cannot wait for days. He has to get things done now. It has to be real time. Sorry for distracting. They don't distract me. I'm actually not doing anything exciting. I'm just reading the documentation for voxel tools. So a bit of distraction is not a bad thing. I'm just going through the documentation to get an idea how this works. So yeah, you don't distract me from anything exciting. It's me reading stuff, reading documentation, not the most exciting activity. Getting a bit of a distraction is not a bad thing. So yeah, I'm using here the voxel tools, which is what allows me to make procedural terrain generation. And it has its own API, and I'm going through the API right now to get an idea how to use it. I thought I could only use it from GZScript, but it seems that I can use it from GZScript as well. GZScript, C#, and C++, which is good. So right now I'm using the graph language it has. It has its own language that allows you to do stuff. I don't think it's open now. So it has its own graph language that allow me to do things like, with using nodes and, cables and all this kind of stuff to make my procedural generation, like making cycles materials kind of thing. But it also allows you to do those things programmatically using the API. And this one is called voxel tools class, which is basically the one that represents a single voxel and allows you to copy it around, optimize it, replace it with a mesh, set a different value for it. Yeah. I found, I'm looking for an algorithm that can generate a space with planets. A space with planets, where planets each have a minimum distance from each other. I found a very dumb algorithm that randomly places planets, checks the distance, and if a planet is too close, removes and tries again. Do you know a better one? I don't know. Are you trying to land on the planet, or is the planet going to be on the background? Because right now I'm using this tool, which does exactly that. It can generate planets and terrain. But this one is for landing on the planet. So it's for planet exploration. So you come from space. I think I saw you how it works. Let me give you a demonstration what I'm doing. So if I go in my file, I don't know if you have seen this. Let me run this. And this is my planet. You can see there's water here. And if I go far away, it's lower resolution. It comes closer. It has Zilan. Hello, man. Welcome. It has high resolution. So you can land on it. Although for some reason I'm clipping through it. I think I must fix the camera. And you can, walk around and fly around the planet. And you can also, I have added now the second sphere for the water, but yeah, to look a bit like watery. But probably I'll have to do this better. And yeah, that's my solution. But this is for, planet generation if you want to land on it, etc., etc., etc. So you can definitely use something like this. It's not that difficult. But it could be pretty time consuming. If they're on orbits, you can trivially pick up right orbits, but it's time. It's like time in the sky where they just float statistically, you have to check them. Yeah, it's far from time consuming. Well, everything is time consuming. Everything. There's nothing in this world that is not time consuming. Writing through the documentation is time consuming. But you have to do it. You can generate thousands of planets quickly. Yeah, I haven't tested myself what happens when you have multiple planets. Right now I have only one planet. But yeah, technically speaking, when you fly into space, you should see only one planet, because every planet, there are so much great distances between planets that the only thing you should be seeing is the planet and the moons. It makes no sense that you should be able to see planets in the distance, unless the planet for some reason is very close to another planet, like a binary planet system. But usually even if you go, for example, in Elite Dangerous, every time you see something like a planetary body coming, sunset or sun rising, it's always a moon. So it makes no sense why you should be able to see multiple planets if you are inside the spaceship, like kind of thing, right? That's nice, dynamically changing details, then you can probably keep performance consistent. Yeah, exactly, that's what it does. For their positioning, you should first try out the positions and generally them afterwards only. Yeah, one thing I'm doing personally is I'm following the design of No Man's Sky, which basically they have done, I think they have decreased the size of the planet down to hundreds of times. So you don't get full-scale planets, because if you get a full-scale planet, the math is going to go crazy because you have to worry about floating point imprecision. So the first thing you don't do is go full-scale planets. I mean, Elite Dangerous, I think they do full-scale planets, but they do a lot of math behind it, and they do full-scale distances, because the distances also between planets are enormous, right? Our Earth is 150 million kilometers away from the sun, and our radius as a planet is 6,000 kilometers. Something like Jupiter, I think, is 10 times larger than us. So it's around 60,000 kilometers. So, and then you're talking about billions and billions of kilometers in distance for farther away planets. All those numbers are very large, and they can lead you to a lot of problems in calculating the position of the player, and then you have to take into account the position of the enemies. So what they usually do in No Man's Sky, for example, is they scale down things considerably. They put them down. I think in No Man's Sky, if I'm not mistaken, the medium-sized planet, is 75 kilometers in radius compared to 6,000 kilometers radius, which is planet Earth, right? So you get into a lot smaller planets in that case scenario. In my scenario, my planet is 2,000 meters to 2 kilometers, so it's even smaller. But probably I will raise it up to 10 kilometers or something like that. So I don't think I will make it that small. So yeah, I mean, scaling things down is probably a better idea. For the position, you should first figure out the position and generate them afterwards only. And yes, I do advise also don't go down making them orbit each other, because I think that, I don't know if it's really worth it. I don't think for the player it's really that important. They just want your planet to land on it and explore it, right? Nobody's looking. I mean, how many players gonna look up and see a moon passing by, right? I don't know. Maybe for a moon, but for another planet, I don't think it's really worth it. It's pretty much a fancy feature to have, and doesn't really add any huge value to the play. And you also have to take consideration how much time you spend to do something versus how much the player really appreciates this feature. For the position, you should try figure out the positions, generate them afterwards only. With No Man's Sky scale planets, there is already some floating point issues, but might be hackable. So there's floating point issues with No Man's Sky scale planets, which are tiny. No Man's Sky planets are only 75 kilometers in radius. And there are already floating point issues? Shit. I'm currently testing 10 kilometers radius in my solar system, and still does well after adjustments, and says, but kinematic character can walk. Why the kinematic character cannot walk? In my solar system, it still renders well after adjustments and sits. In my solar system, testing 10 kilometers radius in my solar system. 10 kilometer radius for the entire solar system? If it's 10 kilometers for the entire solar system, we have a problem in Houston. Because I would like a radius of probably 1 million kilometers. Because I try to scale things down 1,000 times. So it gets stuck, not stable enough. So wait a second, you have 10 kilometers for one planet. It gets stuck, not stable enough. For only 10 kilometers radius? That's not good. Well, probably we'll have to stick with small planets then. Your game is about exploring planets. Mine is more zoomed out, where the player can see a universe with many planets, so I need to generate possible clusters of planets. Well, in that case scenario, you just use spheres. If it's really that zoom out, it's a strategy game, yeah? Use the spheres then. You don't have to proceed to generate them. Spheres with textures. I don't see why you should use anything else. If you don't really care about, displaying any kind of detail on these planets, other than you can have a texture, and the texture is going to do the job anyway. So maybe add a shader for the atmosphere, and that's it. So yeah, you're going to find a lot of tutorials for Blender how to make planets, and they do it that using a sphere. I think they use 2 spheres, one for the planet, one for the atmosphere, and they use then what they're using. They're using the gradient node, and they using also the Fresnel node for the atmosphere, because the atmosphere, it has a Fresnel effect, and then they use noise. I mean, it's similar to what I'm doing here with voxel tools in terms of terrain. They use noise through gradient, and you can do different masks and different things, and you can make terrain and sea and rivers and this kind of stuff. So you're gonna find a lot of tutorials online how you do this in Blender, and you can make a sphere, and it's just spheres. So that means that they don't consume any kind of memory when you put them in Godot, and then you bake the textures as well. Yeah, and you bring it in Godot. I think if you use spheres, you should be fine. Yeah, but I don't think a rotation is really needed. And it can be a bit annoying in a strategy game, because in strategy games, all strategy games I ever played, they don't do any kind of rotation in the planets, as far as I remember. Which one was the one that had the great graphics? I don't have it right now. I think I installed it. Which was the one with a very good graphics? I think it's this one. This one is very nice. That's a great game. Great graphics. Endless Space 2. Endless Space 2. And they still use static graphics behind. Endless Space 2. So you don't need anything, anything special. Where is it? Where's the gameplay? Ah, here it is. Come on, man. Wait. Here it is. So you can see here, it uses flat graphics. No, here it is. You see? Very simple. Everything is static. And look how great it looks. It looks amazing. Everything is static. I mean, everything is pre-painted, basically. And it looks great. Of course, they have amazing art style, obviously. The art is really phenomenal. But you can see that you can do, even with simple static graphics, you can do really great things. Why the hell? Okay, let's give me a gameplay. Gameplay. There's a lot of see, there it is. This is the star systems. Very, very simple. Everything is static. Everything is pre-drawn. I don't think they do anything procedural. And this is the local cluster, I think, something like that. And where's this local system, solar system? This is how they go through the planets. Again, you can do this in Blender and make nice variation of textures. Simple spheres, nothing special. And then... yeah, I do like the UI. The UI in this game is really great. I may actually play this game. How much space it requires? I want to play it again. It's a really beautiful game. Very beautiful game. And it even has ground battle. Oh, it has ground battle. I didn't know that. No idea. Yeah, even the battles are very limited. They have very limited, graphics. So you don't really get anything real time and anything like that. It still is mostly a strategy game. It's basically Stellaris. It's basically Stellaris with better graphics, in essence. A lot of pre-render things going around. I see you have Keeper Real Life in your list. That's one of my inspiration. Keeper Real Life. Yeah, I got that one. And that one is, where the hell is my... why? Wait a second. Where's my... what happened? Did I close it? Wait. That's the video. Where's my... oh, what the hell? Did I close... close that, huh? Okay, here is the battle mechanics. This one is go there. So, how I open Steam again? Store, library, okay. Open library. So yeah, I have Keeper. Where's Keeper? Keeper here. Here it is. Yeah, I do have Keeper Real Life. Haven't played that much. Only 33 minutes. And it's a nice game. I'm a bit of a fan of Dark Fortress, so I do like that. But the one that I play a lot, and I really liked a lot, was this one. I don't know if you have played this one. Space Heaven. That's a nice game. Space Heaven, man. 50 hours. For me, play 50 hours to the game, it's pretty... I also like this one. Starbound is really nice as well. But Space Heaven, it's a lot of fun. Keeper is a bit sad. They were an indirect control strategy game, but then they changed their mind and became direct control with micromanagement. Probably 30 gigabytes or so. How much it needs for... how we call this? Endless space, I think it's called. Yeah, so how much for the endless space? Where was it? Endless space. So this one is 15 gigabytes of space. 15 gigabyte space. So they were, and it's an easy access, so they can change whatever they want. I haven't heard of Space Heaven. I will look it up. Yeah, Space Heaven is really nice. Space Heaven is really, really nice. Let me give you a quick demonstration. This is Space Heaven. What? I didn't have it. Oh, whatever. Load game. Wait, what? What was that? April the 2nd. Let's load this. No, I'm not going to start a new game. I don't give a shit if it fails. So they have done a very big... so this is the game. So you basically build your own spaceship. And I really like the graphics. It's really nice. I really like the pixel art. And yeah, and you can, you can trade and you can explore the galaxy. You basically build your own spaceship, and you extend it, and you have, your own manufacturing here. Now have some. You can get attacked by aliens. You can go to other spaceships and explore for aliens. You have your own, players here with sleeping schedules. I have no idea how to do that, but so yeah, you can have here vegetables and all this kind of stuff. Really nice game. There's the schedules. I don't know. What is the sleeping schedules? Schedule. So you can arrange when they're gonna go to sleep and when they're gonna work. Yeah, it's a pretty nice game. I really like the graphics. It looks like Dwarf Fortress in space. It's not quite White Fortress. But yeah. Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. Yeah, a bit. Yeah, a bit like that. But the pixel art is really, really nice. I really like the pixel art. So yeah. Now I have went back and played Neverwinter Nights again. The Neverwinter Nights, the old game. I decided to go back and play an old game because the new ones don't excite me so much. I haven't played an RPG for quite some time. Well, I will take a break, guys, and I will be back in 10 minutes because my back is hurting me now. See you in 10. I will put some ads as well. Neverwinter Nights, not Baldur's Gate. No, actually, I prefer Neverwinter Nights. It's more recent, and unless you mean the Baldur's Gate, the latest one, the ones that we had. I don't know about the latest one because the problem I have is that I'm not a big fan of turn-based games. So I do have. So you mean the Baldur's Gate 3? So I wait for it to go on sale because I don't gonna give 60 euros, and it's you know, it's turn-based, and I don't like turn-based games. I'm not a fan of turn-based games, but you know, I do like the environments, and you know, I think they're beautiful. I have the other game they have, the Divinity, I think it's called Mortal Sin, whatever it's called. So it's a nice looking game. But the nice thing about Neverwinter Nights, which is the old one, it's actually the one that I haven't played yet is Neverwinter Nights 2, the sequel. I cannot find it in Steam. For some reason, it's not in Steam. But yeah, if Baldur's Gate gets in a sale, like 75%, I probably will buy it. Because it looks really good as a game. I mean, let's face it. Looks great. But yeah, the one thing I like about Neverwinter Nights is that it has a lot of content, right? So the one I have is, what is it? Here is the Enhanced Edition. And this thing here has the official, which is the Well in Death, which is the standard. Then you get the expansions, which is Shadows of Underdyne and Hordes of Underdark, right? Which is the expansions. And you get the extra content, Kingmaker, Shadowguard, Witchwake, Conduits of, all those are actually, you know, full campaigns. Dark Reigns, Wind of Eleanor, Two Hair Human, Neverwinter Chess, which I think it's some kind of plane. And then you get the community. A Hand Through the Dark, Eye of the Beholder, Alum Saga, Eren Saga, Color Gold, and then you get Premium. I think those will you have to buy. Which is from external studios, Tyrants of the Moonsea, Darkness over Daggerfold, Dark Dreams Furin, Pirates of the Sword Coast, Wyvern Crown of Cornir, and Infinite Dungeons. And all that is just the official. The standards. Some of them you buy. I think this one. Do you buy those ones? No, these ones are included. Only the premium you have to buy. And how much they cost on Steam? Talking about it costs, how much it costs to buy those? Are they expensive? I don't think they're expensive. And then the modding community for this game is insane. It has the best modding tools ever because I have also played around with the modding tools, and the modding tools are amazing. Really, you can mod everything in the game: the characters, the models, the scenarios, the dialogues, the classes, the items. Everything is moddable. Which is the case. I think Baldur's Gate also has some mod tools, but this one is, yeah. Ah, it's pretty expensive. It's 8 euros. How many hours has? 20 hours of gameplay, though. Okay, if it's 20 hours of gameplay, yeah. Yeah. Do we have any kind of screenshots? And look, the game looks pretty good, Ray. The game looks pretty nice. Look at this. Not bad for a 2000 game. This game was released on 2000, and it still looks pretty good, I think. Still looks pretty good. And of course you have the original, which looks even better, if you ask me. This is the original game. This is what basically what I'm playing as a campaign. It's a full 3D game. Yeah, I'm a fan of Neverwinter Nights. I really like the game because it's not very dark. I mean, I'm not a huge fan when everything is super dark in the game. It has nice graphics. The dialogues are not super boring. It's very interesting and has a huge versatility when it comes to character development because, of course, it's Dungeons and Dragons rule set. And it has also great modding tools. So I don't know about the workshop. Does it have a workshop here? Steam workshop. Let's take a look. How big is the workshop? Wait, what? No, I want the workshop for this game. Why gives me the entire workshop? For this game? No. No, I want Neverwinter. Let's take a look. Enhanced edition. What the hell? Okay, let's do it. Let's close this. Exit. Where's my Steam? Let's go to workshop. So workshop has... it doesn't have a lot of things. Only 400 items? Really? I'm surprised it's so few. Of course, the game is old. I get it. But I'm surprised it has only 400 items. Fishing rods. Right. It's a large... yeah, it's a really nice game to mod, right? I may make some scenarios for it. I don't know. But I don't think so because there's already so many scenarios to play. So yeah, I will give it a try. I already played. I played like for 30 minutes a day. I don't play it that heavily. So we'll see how it goes. I really like it as a game. I think it was it probably is my best RPG game. I would say my favorite RPG game because of how flexible it is. And I do like the scenario and the story. The problem I have with Neverwinter Nights is that graphics aren't that attractive. It's early Gen 3 3D. Baldur's Gate are older, but the hand-painted worlds are... No, actually, I like the graphics. I think it looks great, to tell you the truth. I always like the graphics in Neverwinter 3D. I think it was pretty nice. I kind of look... I used not to like low-poly graphics, but nowadays I do like them more and more. I do like low-poly nowadays. More and more. For me, it's good enough. You know, the game looks great. I have no complaint about it, to tell you the truth. Scorpion, hello, man. Welcome. The first founder, the man, the legend. Mass Effect will be a more modern... Yeah, Mass Effect is still nice. Seems nice. But I don't know. I have watched the movies of Mass Effect, but I haven't really convinced to buy the game yet. I mean, I have bought so many games. I actually have Deus Ex how it's called? Human Revolution, something like that, which I haven't touched. I tried to play it and I got bored because I like the soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazing for Deus Ex. Where is it? What is it? Where's my... Did I find... No, I think I didn't find it. What the hell is it? Deus Ex. Human Revolution. Deus Ex Human Revolution, Director's Cut. I have to play this at some point. So yeah, I have a lot of games I need to play. I buy a lot of games that I don't play. Another one I want to play and see how it goes is this one, Spellforce 3, which also is a nice game. which I haven't played. It's made by the guys that make, I think, Witcher. This one also has nice graphics. This one is a lot, of course, it's a lot more recent. What happened? My internet is a bit slow today. This is another one. This one I think is like a strategy RPG thing. It's not quite... I haven't played this one. I want to play this one as well at some point. Is it installed? How much do I need for installing this? It needs 60 gigabytes. My God, 60 gigabytes? Wow. That's crazy. That is insane. My PSN library is also quite big and rarely play very much recently. Also, you collect a lot of games and not play most of them. Yeah, I have 100 games. Out of those 100 games, let me tell you how my library is. My library has 117 games. Out of these 117 games, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, only 17 games out of these 117 games are more than 50 hours play. And the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 games, and the next 16 games have 10 hours of gameplay and above. And the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is only 3 hours of gameplay. So you can imagine that I will say, how much? My 90% of my games don't have more than 90% of my games do not have more than an hour of gameplay, I think. Really? More than... I would say 90% doesn't have more than, I don't know, 2 hours of gameplay. So yeah, I don't really play that much, usually a game I get. The games I haven't played at all is one that's called Endless Sky, XO1, Fishing Planet, never played that one. Anarchy Online, no idea what it is. The Shore, seems pretty good, I haven't played much. The one I got recently, Dark Light, I think it's called. I even have Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. I played for 25 minutes. Yeah, even Destiny 2. Destiny 2. And I really like Warframe, but Destiny 2 I play only for 64 minutes. So many good games here, man. Zoboid, only for 89 minutes. Yeah. Not enough time. Better 60 gigabytes awesome than 30 gigabytes crap like Call of Duty. Well, if you like Call of Duty. Yeah, the one that takes a lot of space, I think, is Ark Survival. I don't remember how large that directory is, though. I think it's like 200 gigabytes or something like that. But it's a nice game. I like Ark Survival, something I like. I like dinosaurs. What is that? A game I played 50 hours in a few days was Factorio. Yeah. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. It has a good story and lots of philosophy. One of the games, I see strategy games that is played a lot, for some reason from Russians mostly, but it has a lot of viewers, is Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which is Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is my favorite strategy game of all time. I love that game. I played the hell out of the game back in 2000 when it was released. And there's people still play it. If you go on Twitch, there's still a lot of people playing it. I don't know how many people are playing right now. Neverwinter Nights though. Let's see. Twitch. Is anyone playing Neverwinter Nights? I think they play there's also Neverwinter Nights MMO. I think probably they play MMO. Yeah, they play the MMO. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay. People are playing the. Oh, they played it. 3 viewers.
Which way's the I don't know what the proper way is. Let's go to the fucking high plains or something.
So you can see it's not a bad game. Graphics wise. It's not bad at all. That's a Neverwinter Nights. Although I don't think he's playing the main campaign. It's pretty good. Graphic wise. I don't think it's bad. Heroes of Might and Magic. Yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is turn-based. But yeah, I didn't say I don't like any turn-based game. You know, some turn-based games are really amazing. And if you go here, Heroes of Might and Magic 3, 6,000 viewers. I mean, it's insane. I think that now there are more people watching people play Heroes of Might and Magic than there are people actually watching game development. Look, this guy has 1,000 viewers, and he's not even the most popular streamer. That's insane. For a game that came out in 2000, and it still has 6,000 people watching online. That's insane. Yeah, I love this game. I really love this game, man. That's a lot of hours I play in this game. A lot of hours. I'm curious to try to finish StarCraft 2. Yeah, StarCraft 2 is really nice. Nice graphics. I'm not a big strategy player. You know, I have a couple of ones, but I don't play them. My favorite one, which I consider the successor, is Age of Wonders, which I have here. Age of Wonders 3. This is a nice game. It's a fantasy game. It's not a space game. Actually, no, they have a new one, Planetfall, which is a space game, but I prefer the classic one, which is it's this one. It's basically like Heroes of Might and Magic with better graphics. It's very similar to that. Has much better graphics. And if you like Heroes of Might and Magic, you're gonna love this one. It's pretty similar. Nice, of course, nice battles here. Wide versatility of units, wide versatility of characters, magic you can apply. So basically, Heroes of Might and Magic. They have also a 5.5 version, which is called Planetfall. Of course, they're all turn-based. This is turn-based as well. And I haven't played that one. I don't know how well this one is. But I'm not. I don't know. I wasn't really convinced so much by the graphics in this one. I think they're not that good design-wise. I'm not a big fan of it. I think something like StarCraft is much better. So yeah, you have those as well. So where we are now? We are in voxel graph. Oh, we have went through most of it. Back then, I also played Empire Earth, but it always felt as if something was missing. The ones that are coming now, it's Homeworld, the new Homeworld. Have you seen, guys, the gameplay from the new Homeworld game? It's of course real-time strategy, and it has some really interesting features, and it looks great. I really loved Homeworld. Homeworld was really great. I'm sleepy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end with documentation because, yeah, I got an idea how this works. I don't need to know every API. So tomorrow I will go and we're gonna back to making the planet. I don't think I need to read anything more from documentation. I think documentation-wise, we are covered. I like the idea of Empire Earth, and especially all the Rise of Nation cover time periods and Red Scheme that go through ages, like from Stone Age all the way to futuristic sci-fi age. Yeah, that's interesting. And a lot of work, because you have to remake all the assets for every age. That's gonna be a lot of work. Wait, what was it before that? It was the low terrain. It has all this kind of bullshit. This one is the voxel mesh SDF. Go back to the terrain. This material. Civilization kind of does it. I haven't. Have I played the Civ games? I have one Civ game here, but I haven't touched it. Yeah, I'm not a strategy person. I don't have the patience for it. I want action. I want battle. I want blood. I want pain and suffering and misery. I don't think I will last for long. I'm already sleepy. It's almost 11. It is 11 o'clock here. That's why I'm sleepy. It's 11 o'clock. So I think I'm going to start by ending the stream. If you want to show damage assets, you need to do some damage ones, or you could physically fracture them into a few pieces. The Empire had scaled vertically to build and fell on the side when destroyed. Wow. Oh, you're going to love Mass Effect. Well, Mass Effect is a first-person shooter, right? Yeah, I'm sleepy. So tomorrow I'm going back and start resuming making tomorrow I'll come back and start making again the planet, go back to making the planet. And I don't think I'm going to be continuing with documentation unless I need something from here. Just I wanted to get a first idea. What is that book block format? Those are the formats for the blocks, right? Yeah. Compressed container block format. Yeah, so I'll go back and start in making again the planet and see how far we can go with it. Maybe scale it out a bit to add a bit more detail. Compressed data format. Instance format. So yeah, I'm gonna go lit a day. So let's see if we're gonna rate any guy because we are 4 people here. We're too many. Who is our victim? We can go with Risey. Let's go with Risey. What with coding Kaoju? Who else is now? No one else is now. Maybe someone is doing Godot other than me? Godot? Who is doing Godot? Godot. So no one is good in Godot? Some more amateur learning. Okay, let's raise this guy. I'm Dev Null. Let's see. He's doing Godot. Okay, let's say hello. So, thanks everybody for being here. I'm going to rate this guy. And tomorrow we'll come back and we will be doing, real modeling. We're going to be scouting the planet again, hopefully. I hope. Thanks everyone for being here. See you all guys tomorrow. And hopefully I will do another 2 streams tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. I will be back on Sunday